And how did you get home?
Well, I just got to think. From Foggia, I got R&R for a week after I got back, and went over to Capri and spent a week there touring Capri. And was one night I was invited out to a dinner at Mary Pickford's house on Capri, and apparently either the State Department got it, but at that dinner was Kurt von Schuschnigg, who was the last normal Chancellor of Austria before the Germans came in. He and his wife were there, and we had a real nice dinner and got to tour Capri. We went into the Blue Grotto. I was there by myself. I mean, I didn't know any of the troops that were there, but did that. Then came back to base and sat around there. My crew was in the pilot, co-pilot, navigator, the aerial engineer, and the radio man had gone into this troop transfer arrangement, flying ground troops to Marrakech, to Marrakech. And so that's the way we took again. We went from Foggia to Tunis and stayed there a day, to Marrakech, and there was a big German PW camp there, and I bought my older brother a lighter that was made out of an aluminum prop. It was just cut out, and then the fella had proceeded to make the lighter so it would work. Very nice job, and then did a design on it. But this is the only way they could make any kind of money to buy extra food, things that they didn't have in the POW camp. And we were there a couple of days, climbed on a plane to the Azores. And one of the nice things about Marrakech, we went down to the airport to get a plane, and while we were sitting in the plane getting ready to take off, I noticed there was a regular road roller, or we call them, and the fellow was smoothing out asphalt. Well, there was a Moroccan that was driving it. Well, he would start it down one way, and then he'd set the controls on it. Then he would walk alongside of it and snipe cigarette butts, and then he could up and do the cigarette butts and sell them. But then he'd get down to the engine, he'd turn it around, come back the other way, and doing the same thing. And it was just funny about that to me. But we flew from Marrakech to the Azores and to Newfoundland, then back to the United States, and finally wound up in St. Louis at Jefferson Barracks. But we had a train troop train from the East Coast back to Jefferson Barracks at St. Louis. Anyone who was traveling from the East Coast to the Mississippi didn't get a bunk. You sat up, and the guys that were going to the West Coast got bunks to sleep in. And so we were pretty tired, but yet again, we didn't worry about it because we were home. And that's how I got home. But then stayed in Jefferson Barracks 3-4 days to get clearance, and what medals we should have been issued were never issued, and got a train going up to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I was in summer clothes, flight clothes, and we proceeded to change trains at Cedar Rapids to go to Ames, Iowa. Well, as we came up and we had a little time, and it was in the middle of the night, I got cold, and I had a B4 bag with flight jacket. So I proceeded, and I'm cold, what do? Put on the flight jacket. I no sooner got that on, a short time later an MP comes by and says, "You're out of uniform, take that jacket off." Well, all right. So I took the jacket off, but then I watched him. Well, he climbed on a train going north, and as soon as he got on the train and began to move, I put the flight jacket back on. But that's how I got home.
I lucked out coming home. I had a lieutenant colonel for a pilot, and that was huge. That was up there, and I got down to Naples, and I had $600 in Italian lira money, and you said you could only convert 200 to American dollars. And I told this colonel, I said, "Sir, I have $600. He said, "Give it to me." And I gave it to him. He just gone out 10 minutes, come back and give me $600 worth of money. They were real nice guys, I'll tell you. Those were the guys. Although they were officers, they were just nice people. And on the way home, we was one place. Planes were taking off, but you had to cross the runway, and there's a whole bunch of them lined up over here. I don't know where he'd been a POW or not. He might have been. I don't know. But anyway, as we come down and called to get permission to cross the runway, they said, "Taxi down the runway and for immediate takeoff." And they held all those planes up. We come and turned around and took off. So that's why you got a lieutenant colonel. Helps a lot. Yeah.
Well, I'm about ready to run out of tape here,
Yeah,
so I want to
all right,
thank
yeah.
you guys. It was wonderful hearing
Well,
your
now,
story.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.